We are back. This is still Tea or Coffee on High Impact Television, and we are talking about glaucoma. The phone line is open now, and you can call us to ask Dr. Simi questions, and she'll be glad to answer them. And of course, we are streaming live on Facebook. I'm sure that some questions and comments are there already.
Exactly.
Stevie O, Simon, we see you. Mustafa Jallo, we see you, and every other person that is watching us right now. Thank you so much for joining Tea or Coffee. Now, some questions came up during the break, and but before I take them, I really had to quickly go check statistics on how important it is to talk about glaucoma. Now, I have here that worldwide, the number of people with glaucoma was estimated at over 64.3 million in 2013, and is expected to increase to 76.0 million in 2020, and we're in 2019. So it is very important that we talk about glaucoma and increase every possible chance of people, you know, being affected by that deadly disease, because it's deadly to me. Okay, so now Stephen is saying that he has never gone for an eye check before, and he doesn't want to be scared. So what advice do we have for him?
He shouldn't be scared.
Okay.
But saying you've never gone for an eye check before, wow. I don't want you to be scared, but then you should go for an eye check. ASAP. That's the advice.
As soon as possible.
I would give. Just go for an eye check. You might not have glaucoma, obviously, but you should just keep your eyes in check. Imagine how the world seems so beautiful, and then you get to lose your sight.
Inability to see the beautiful, beautiful vegetations and
that's
everything.
disheartening.
Yeah.
So I would advise, please go check your eyes.
Okay.
Yeah.
We have a call.
Yes.
Let's take the call.
Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Good morning.
Hello. Good morning.
Good morning, Dr. Simon.
Good morning.
Please, I have a question for you.
Please go ahead.
This is calling from Gombe.
Yes, please go ahead.
Does that mean that whoever is having a blue eye is a victim of glaucoma or what?
Did I hear you say blue eye?
Blue eye, yes.
Yeah.
No.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you for the call. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, so he just mentioned blue eye.
Blue eyes.
So when he says blue eye, it could, two things involved. Blue eye could be that the person is wearing a contact lens.
Lens, okay.
Or there's I don't want to use the word disorder, but it's something related to the pigmentation of the eye.
Oh, okay.
But that doesn't have a factor in having glaucoma. Yes, that
I
doesn't.
know, I see pictures of people
with
having
blue eyes.
natural blue eyes and green eyes, and you know.
Yeah, it's just a pigmentation of the eye. Yeah.
All right.
So somebody also talked about dieting, and the person mentioned Gary.
Okay.
So is it does diet have anything? Does it have to do with glaucoma, cassava, flour, and the likes?
Okay, so I know there's this thing that has been going around that too much of Gary causes blindness. So I would say that it's a myth.
Okay.
You know, but then also remember that too much of everything is bad.
It's bad.
Of course.
Yes. So you're supposed to take balanced diet. Gary is fine, but then in moderate proportion.
Okay.
Eating, most of the times, things that are good for the eye are antioxidants. We have like carrots,
Yes.
vegetables. There's this thing, iru, I don't know the English. I think locust bean, spinach, apricots, fruits. You know, all this natural vegetables. They are extremely good for the eye. And not every time we have to go junky, popcorn, coconuts, and all that, you know.
We have
another call. Taiwo. Hello, Taiwo. Hello, Taiwo.
Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm calling from Borno State. That is the local government area of Borno State.
Thank you. We are glad to have you on the show.
I'm so happy with this television.
Okay.
I've been listening to you every morning, always in the morning.
Oh, that's amazing.
You've been
Thank
training
you.
us, you've been helping us.
Thank you.
This patient is a doctor of today. God bless his family.
I didn't get that.
This patient is a doctor of today. Let God bless her family.
Can you turn down the volume of your TV set, please?
We lost that call.
Okay,
please, Taiwo, do call us back. Please.
Yeah, not just Taiwo. If you're trying to call us, please ensure to turn down the volume of your TV set so we can hear you and we'll not have a hole back here in the studio.
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
So that news that cassava doesn't affect the eyes is a breather because now I can't, when the right proportion, I promise taking the right proportion.
I promise. I promise. Okay, so when we were on break, we were talking about the fact that if you're diagnosed of glaucoma, is it the end of the world? Because the fear of going blind alone is scary, enough to make you want to stay away. So what happens when you're already diagnosed of glaucoma?
So when you're already diagnosed of glaucoma, the most important thing is you're placed on medication. And so you should do your possible best. You don't need someone to force you to take your medications, to take your treatments. And you don't go off your medication except being told by a doctor to. You get it?
Yes.
That's the most important thing, because if at some point you feel, I feel my pressures are fine, and then you stop taking the medications, or possibly you don't visit the eye clinic.
Sorry to interrupt you. Just hold that thought. We have a call.
Jarafo from Borno State.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Hey, good morning.
How are you?
Very well, thank you.
I'm just on my TV station, see how you guys interact with me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I just love the program, truly.
Thank you. Do you have any question for our guest?
Yes, I have a question.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, you say that Gary usually makes, if you usually take Gary, right?
Okay, go ahead, finish.
And you say that Gary usually makes us to be blind.
No.
She didn't say that.
No.
Okay.
Thank you. We'll address that question now. Thank you for calling.
We'll address it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm
you
sure
see, so we're right saying that everyone just thinks that cassava
because you pick up, maybe you want to take some cassava flakes and someone is telling you, don't take too much of this, you'll go blind and all.
Yeah, so back to the person that just called. I didn't say it makes you go blind. I'm just saying excessive Gary taking is not good for the eyes. It doesn't make you go blind. It doesn't alter your vision. But the most important thing is just to take it adequately.
Yes.
In the right proportion.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so back to our conversation. We're talking about what should happen if you're diagnosed of glaucoma.
Yeah, so I was saying that you need to take your treatments seriously. And so that's like the preventive measure from letting the glaucoma progress. Remember I said it's in stages. So the last stage is where nothing can be done. You've totally lost vision. And in all honesty, I think that's the end of the world, because imagine you can't see anything. Imagine if you used to see color blue, black, red, appreciate nature, and then all you feel is lost vision. So before you get to lost vision, it's advisable that you have eye checks regularly.
Okay.
So how does lights generally, sunlight, artificial lights, everything, how does it affect the eyes? Does it cause glaucoma also?
No, it doesn't cause glaucoma, but we're all different people, and so majorly most people complain, oh, the light is too much and it causes glare.
Yes.
And so the best way to go around that is to just reduce the light intake. Most times when you're under the sun, try and get sunshades to protect you from sunlight, and then so that your vision while seeing is still at optimum level.
Okay. All right, so let's talk about preventions, because I know you said that it's better to have an eye checkup at least once in 3 months or 6 months.
6 months.
Yeah, aside regular checkups, what other preventive measures can one take?
Okay, so for glaucoma in particular, there is no other preventive measure. rather than to get your eyes checked.
Wow.
Reason being that you don't have any symptom. So you don't even know what you're watching out for.
Wow.
You don't know what you're watching out for.
Okay.
There is no pain. There is no discharge. There is no tearing. There is no itching. Your peripheral visions are just damaging gradually. So the only way we can do that and know that is for you to visit a clinic and do the comprehensive test required.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
This is okay.
Okay.
So the
we have a
preventive measures,
question.
keep checking.
We have a question from Mustafa Jallo. He's saying, what's the cost of
Cost of-
yes, of those living in the riverside, because they always get blind, affected. They always I
Get
didn't get
bitten
that
by
question
flies?
well. They get
Yeah.
bitten by flies. Yes.
Okay, so those living close to riverine areas or flowing water. Now that's us digressing from glaucoma. It has nothing with glaucoma.
Okay.
Yes, but then it has something where we call onchocerciasis.
I've heard of
Yeah,
that before.
that's what it causes, and the vector in that is the black fly.
Fly.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
And so it transmits the infection from one person to another and so on. And if not treated, it could lead to blindness.
Okay.
Yes.
So, but if it's treated, it won't lead to blindness.
Yes, it won't lead to blindness.
Okay. All right.
So when someone goes blind, that's the end, regardless of what you do.
As far as it's irreversible blindness,
Okay, so we have the reversible and
we have
irreversible.
reversible blindness.
Okay, at the stage where you have the reversible blindness, you just
So reversible blindness, we call that cataract, where
Okay.
you get to have cataract, and that's age-related.
Okay.
Yeah. So explaining that, I know we're digressing from glaucoma,
Yes.
but then explaining that would be that the way the hair on the hair gets white
Yes.
due to age is the same way the lens in the eye gets white due to age. And so at some point when it's excessively white, the person tells you, I can't see. Even when you're possibly putting those two fingers in front of the person can't see anything. So until that lens is taken out surgically and another lens is put in, so that is the reversible blindness. That
Okay.
means you've taken out what was causing the blindness, and then you've put in something that would make the person see. But in the case of glaucoma, there is nothing you can do.
Okay, wait.
It's
I know that when you're talking about the risks, you said the environmental factors. So can't we say that one of the preventive measures is probably when you're out in the dust, put on your glasses or protect your eyes from light, from the sun?
Remember I said light has nothing to do with glaucoma. Yeah. So environmental factors are just us being careful about whatever is around us.
Course.
It's not like there's a particular environmental factor that leads to glaucoma.
That is scary.
Yeah.
It is scary because I know of someone that he was diagnosed of glaucoma and it was like the end of the world. But at some point he regained he went blind. I think I would call it partial blindness. He went blind for a couple of years, and at some point he went to the church, and then there was some miracle. So I don't know if it has to do
should
with...
we say except
I don't know.
miracles?
Except miracles, fine.
Okay, I don't know if there's anything that has to do with miracle in glaucoma, because the way you made it seem like when you go blind, that's it. So what's the place?
Yeah, so
of
now we're
miracle?
going churchy.
Churchy.
No,
That is going churchy.
Okay, no,
Yeah,
I'm
we're going
not
churchy.
trying to go all really. I know God can do almost anything,
Yeah.
but I just want us to clear, because most people would rather go to church than go to the hospital.
Okay.
Okay.
That's the angle I'm coming from.
Yeah.
Most people would rather go to the church or mosque rather than go to the hospital. So what's the place? Because at the time where you're diagnosed, instead of you to see your doctor and know what to do, you go to church.
Okay.
Nobody's saying God cannot do anything, but what's the place of miracles and checking your eyes?
Yeah, okay. So, people that are called doctors, God gave them the knowledge.
True.
God gave them the wisdom
True.
to, do certain things. You get my point? And so if at the point where you come to a hospital and you're diagnosed of glaucoma, and we tell you, oh, treatment is what you need, this, that, and you decide not to go on those treatments, you are putting yourself at risk. But not forgetting, God is a God of possibility.
Sure. Of course.
You know? And so, if your faith is strong enough and you know that God would heal you, all well and good. But then we shouldn't forget that the doctors were put in place by God. He gave them the knowledge to diagnose, to treat you, and to manage you. You get it? Yes. But then if there are cases like that in the hospital where we see patients and they say, I'll go to church and I know God will heal me. We have no objections to that. We have no objections at all.
Okay. We have a question from Stephen O. Simeon, and he's saying that is itching a sign of glaucoma?
Itching is not a sign of glaucoma.
Okay.
Remember I said glaucoma has no symptom.
Okay, this is dicey.
It is dicey.
Okay, because sometimes you have eye itching, you have, how do they call it now? You have water coming out from the eyes, leaking and everything. Shouldn't you be scared? Can that serve as a symptom?
No. So when you have itchy eyes, tearing eyes, it could be an allergy. You're allergic to something.
Oh, okay.
And so you still end up going to the clinic. And in you going to the clinic, we would definitely still check the back of the eye just to rule out that there is no glaucoma. Every single thing you complain about your eyes, we check for glaucoma also.
Okay.
I think I'm scared because
don't be scared.
Why shouldn't I be scared?
Don't be scared.
Because you can't tell something. You can be seen perfectly and then.
And that's why I said, so every 6 months you go for an eye check.
But let's talk about eye checks.
Okay.
No, during the break I was telling you that the one I have gone for is basically when I want to get my glasses, and then they say, can you see that letter? Can you see? Is that the basic eye check, or is there more to it? Is there a more comprehensive eye check?
That's a basic. That's like the starters. You have to read a visual acuity chart.
But most times
let's see how well you read.
Yes, most times that's all they do.
Are you sure?
I'm very sure.
Like you go to an approved clinic.
Yes, do an eye check.
That's all. That's all. I've gone like twice or more.
Chin. I mean, you don't put your chin on.
No, yes, we do. I did.
There are more tests they're doing.
Okay.
So nobody comes close to your eyes to look.
They do that?
Yes, so that's one of the glaucoma tests.
Oh.
Having to come, that's what you call an ophthalmoscope.
Okay.
So we're doing what we call ophthalmoscopy.
Okay.
That is to look at the back of the eyes to see are the CD ratios okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Let's talk about how expensive it is.
Yeah.
Because I know most times the reasons why most people don't go to do
because of the cost.
Because of the cost. You know, so, and you're not seeming to give us another solution aside going to this. So just give us an estimate of what it will cost to go for an eye check.
It depends on where you're going to.
Okay.
If you're going to the government hospital, you know that, well, varies from private, because private owned would be quite
on the high side.
On the high side. And so going to a government would be fairly better. But it depends on what you can afford or what you can go for.
Okay.
And having a glaucoma test is really not expensive.
Okay.
It's really not expensive. Where it gets to being expensive is where you begin to buy your medications. And depends on the severity of the glaucoma.
Okay.
So if it's on the extreme side, you should know that you'll be pumping a lot of medications, a lot of money into your medications. But if it's on the side of where your pressure is just shooting up or fluctuating, you could go on the averagely side of spending just to bring down the pressure.
Okay. What about awareness? Okay, let's take the questions
someone
first.
is asking a question on our social media page, and he's saying that hasn't there been any breakthrough for treatment, and cures for glaucoma?
So the only treatments that we have right now are the medications and the surgery.
Okay, that's the only breakthrough we've had so far.
Yes, that's just. But then research says marijuana helps to reduce.
Yes, I was going to ask the relation, because I heard that before. I was going to ask the relationship between marijuana and glaucoma. So how do they?
So we've heard that it helps to reduce eye pressure.
Okay.
But in all honesty, I haven't seen someone that could particularly tell me, oh yes, I used marijuana and the
And it
pressure
worked.
I've not seen, but research says that.
That.
Yeah.
This is very serious. So I want to know what the medical team is doing to raise awareness, because I don't think a lot of people are
No.
aware of glaucoma.
And how important it is to get your
So
regular
what's the
checkups.
awareness rate like?
So last week was actually World Glaucoma Week.
Week, yes.
Yeah. And so we do that every year. And the benefit of that is you get free eye screening for glaucoma.
Oh, that's
Free eye
nice.
screening, yes. And so I think we create awareness almost every day. We speak to people on it.
About
We
it.
do outreaches. We conduct a lot of outreaches concerning glaucoma, because that's the most important thing. We're not bothered about, oh, you have itchy eyes, or you feel your eyes are dry. Those are minor things where medications could work
Take care
perfectly
of.
for. We could take care of that. But for
Yes.
glaucoma, once it's exceeding a particular
Yes.
stage, it's very difficult, or it's more or less saying you can't go back. Once that vision is lost, it's lost. There's nothing we can do about it except God intervenes. But medically, there's nothing we can do once that vision is lost.
Okay. So now we should all take our checkups seriously.
Seriously?
Yes, we should.
Like, seriously.
Yeah,
Because I know
I
the
will
one
do
that you
that.
said, like, Stephen, oh, Stephen, but please don't be scared. Don't be scared. I'm sure you're perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Yes, but just make sure you go.
Go and have an eye check.
Yes, and have an eye check. When last did you have your eye check?
I think it was last year.
Same here. Mine was last year.
Okay.
Is that still fair enough?
That's fair enough. That's fair enough. So you should be planning to have
So,
another
another
soon.
Soon. Okay, yeah, I'll do that.
Thank you
All
so
right.
much for coming
You're
on the show.
welcome.
Do you want more amazing content from us? All you just have to do is subscribe, and don't forget to click the notifications button so that you can get notified when new videos are up.